police running all in and out the building. What the hell is going on?
Hey, y'all see it on the screen? Patrick Graham College. What's that?
What up, Lo?
Hey, what's good? What's good, YouTube? What's good, Raider Nation? Hey, we are in the building once again, and definitely we gonna be talking about Patrick Graham College, cause school is in session. That is right. We're gonna break down a few things in regards to this defense of the Las Vegas Raiders. And before I go any further, if you like the Raiders, what are you doing? Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Why? Because I like you. All right. And this is for the congregation. There is no Raider Twuan without the congregation. And there's no congregation without the Raider Nation. Giving y'all the Raider Twuan brown cracker salute. Okay. Defense. Defense. All right. Y'all know I ain't the best dancer, but hey, I try to do a little wiggle for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay. Defense. Defense is under the leadership of Patrick Graham. Okay. And there's some things that we're excited about in regards to the future of our Raiders, the projection of where we think our Raiders are going to be, all of that, right? A lot of us are very excited about where the Raiders are in terms of the defense, right? But with that being said, I think a lot of our predictions of this team overall is really because of not our offensive side of the ball, but our defensive side of the ball. And there's some things that we need to talk about. There's some things that we need to discuss. And I'm gonna let you guys, put out your Raider gospel. Let me know, how you feel about our defense. Let me know what you think about our defense. Let me know your Raider gospel in regards to the Las Vegas Raider defense. Is it top 5 in your opinion? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. I see y'all moving and grooving, and I will get to you guys. You guys know how I do it over here. I spit my Raider gospel, and you guys let me know what your Raider gospel is, and we'll get right to it. But Patrick Graham was born in Watersbury, Connecticut. Okay. We're trying to get to know who this guy is, right? Graduated from Yale University with 15 years of coaching experience and going on his 16th year. 5 years of that coaching experience is at the current position that he's in, which is defensive coordinator. Okay. So 2019, he's defensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins. From 2020 to 2022, he's defensive coordinator of the New York Giants. Okay. And also, as at the New York Giants, he was also the assistant head coach. Okay. Which brings us to 2022. And today, currently, he is the defense coordinator of, the best team in the NFL, which is the Raiders. Y'all know what it is. Go ahead and put it in the chat. And, get those brown crackers in the chat, because I'm going to give y'all another Raider Twuan brown cracker salute. Okay. So, 15 years going on 16 years, where are the rest of the years of his coaching, right? What else did Patrick Graham do that led him to where he's at right now? Let's take a look. 2004, he's a defensive coach for a college called Richmond, okay? Then in 2009, he was defensive line coach for a college team and school, Toledo. 2010, I got the handy dandy notebook for y'all today. 2010, he's defensive assistant for, this is where he cracks into the NFL defensively, for the New England Patriots. He's a defensive assistant over there with the New England Patriots. 2011, he's a linebackers coach for the Patriots. 2011 to 2013, he is the D-line coach. Okay? Starting to see something here. 2014 to 2015, he's a linebackers coach. 2016 to 2017, he's a D-line coach for the New York Giants. Now, in that span, he's not only coaching defense, but he's getting his, like they say, he's getting his teeth. He's getting his teeth in on different sides of the ball. Linebacker coach, D-line coach, right? And then he goes to New York Giants and becomes the D-line coach, like I said, in 2016 to 2017. So Patrick Graham was getting busy defensively, okay? 2018, he becomes a linebackers coach and run game coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. And then 2019, he's a defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins under Brian Flores, who was his head coach. 2020, 2022, he's a D coordinator and assistant head coach for the New York Giants under Joe Judge and Brian Daboll. 22 to present, he's a defensive coordinator for. I'm feeling myself a little bit because it's all about the Raiders around here. He decided to join the dark side. This has led him, with the Raiders being the defensive coordinator, pretty much finishing 2 years, going into his third year. Okay. And I got a couple of slides for you guys that I want to pull up. You know, I've been doing a little work here, you know what I'm saying? Doing a little work here for y'all. So make sure you guys can, please make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button. And I think I got a friend to tell you why you need to hit that like button.
Fucking Stizan.
Twuan, hey Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
That's right. Hit that like button. We're going to talk about Patrick Graham College. You know what I'm saying? Making it do what it do over here at Patrick Graham College. I haven't gave you guys the definition yet. Stay tuned, because I'm going to give you why I'm calling it Patrick Graham College. But before we get into that, there's some things we need to look at in regards to the 2 years that Patrick Graham has been here as the defensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders. And let's look at his stats in 2022, which is first year of defensive coordinator. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you guys moving and grooving. Appreciate you guys here. At defensive coordinator, there's a lot of things that stick out to me. This is run yards per game, passing yards, passing yards per game, total rushing yards and yards per game, rushing yards per game. And then you see the sack totals and the interceptions for those that are looking at screen. And I'm going to read these out for you guys, for those that are listening, because I know a few guys are just listeners, and that's perfectly fine here at the Raider Twuan channel. But the first year under Patrick Graham's defense, the overall rank of the defense was at 28. They were ranked 28th out of 32 teams. Okay. Yards per game. And these are the total yards per game of average. Was 365.6 yards a game. Totaling pass yards of the season was 4,129 yards, which was broken down per game, 242.9. Total rush yards that season, and these are these are what we allowed. These were pass yards allowed and rush yards allowed. 2,087 yards we allowed on the ground. And per game, on average, was 122.9 yards a game. That same year of 2022, that defense created 27 total sacks and 6 interceptions. Now, when I look at this, and when I have looked at this, this ain't good, yo. This ain't good. This ain't good at all. And unfortunately, our defense has been like this for how long? How long have we been on the bottom third defensively? I'm going to let y'all think about that one. But that was Patrick Graham's first year. Going in, closing out his second year, which is 2023, which is the last season pass, right? These are his stats. And let's take a look at them. Defensive rank, 10th out of 32 teams. We allowed 330.9 yards per game. Okay. We also allowed passing yards of 3,610 yards that season. This past season, with the passing yards per game on average of 212.4. And that's per game. Rushing yards, we allowed 2,015 yards on the season, with a rushing yard per game on average 118.5 yards per game. Defensively, our sacks are 46 and our interceptions were 13. Now, for the sake of discussion, you guys, I'm going to flip the screen. That's 2023, but I'm going to go back to 2022 so you guys can see from the first year, which is 2022, to the second year, which is 2023. What sticks out to you guys? Let me know what sticks out to you guys in the comment section. (2022). This is his first year. And 2023. You know what? Actually, I'm going to see what you guys got in the comment section. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Now, I'm looking at, and this is what I'm looking at, guys. There's a lot of things on, I put up a lot of stats there, you know what I'm saying? Because I want you guys to kind of get a good look of what's going on with Patrick Graham in this defense. 3 things stick out to me, you guys. And I'm going to go with the buildup, okay? I'm looking at the sack total, and I'm also looking at the interceptions. Now, the sacks on 2022 were 27. Interceptions were 6. Then from there, going to 2023, I'm looking at the same metric. And the sack total in 2023 was 46. And the interception total, and this is team total, was 13. We literally, and you know, my math may be shaved just a little bit, but we literally doubled our number in sacks and in interceptions. 27, 46, 6, 13. And that's the factor that led us from being 28th in 2022 to 2023, we cracked the top 10. Now, you can talk about, you know, how well they stopped the run, and yes, they did some things there, but those two metrics, the sack total and the interception total, it flashes to me, and I don't know if that metric, the metric flashes to you. Let me show you the stats again. This is 2022. Allowing 365 yards per game versus allowing 330 yards a game. But like I said, the two metrics that stick out to me are the sack totals. 27, 6, and 46 and 13. I think those were the factors as to why we made the huge jump statistically and defensively. But along with those metrics and those factors, I think it was because of Patrick Graham College. And what is Patrick Graham College? It's the teaching and the development of the players. That's what Patrick Graham College is. Patrick Graham talked about in his press conferences, he said this multiple times when he had the opportunity to, you know, grace us with his presence on the podium. He talked about taking pride in being a teacher and educating these players. And Patrick Graham was in an interesting situation where the players he had on his roster and the guys that all of us kind of indicated were starters weren't really his decision and choices. The Trevon Moehrig wasn't his choice. The Maxx Crosby's wasn't his choice. But he had to make do. The Nate Hobbs wasn't his choice. but he had to make do with what he had. And along with Patrick Graham taking pride in being a teacher, he brought other teachers with him, like a Antonio Pierce, who is now our head coach. And guys he brought in adopted that same teaching. He created an institution for players like Trevon Moehrig, a player that at one point the Raider Nation didn't wanted to move on from. People were saying, get rid of Moehrig because he's not playing well. He's not getting it. To where Trevon Moehrig now, under the Patrick Graham College, is a guy that everybody, majority of the Raider Nation is saying, that's a guy we need to re-sign and make sure he's on board with us moving forward. It was under the Patrick Graham College that one of the rooms that was, that seemed to be a weakness was our strength. I'm going to throw myself under the bus for something that I said. And I said that our linebacking group last year was our weakest room. But it's under Patrick Graham and the guy he brought in, Antonio Pierce, that has it now. Robert Spillane being a solid linebacker. Divine Diablo, when healthy, a legit linebacker. The emergence of Masterson. All of those guys make that linebacking room even the stronger. And let's not forget our secondary. And one name that really comes to mind for me is Amik Robertson. Yes, Amik is no longer a Raider, but it was the tutelage of our secondary. It was the tutelage of these players getting their institutionalizing from Patrick Graham and staff that allowed Amik Robertson the opportunity to be a potential starter with the Detroit Lions and ultimately getting his bag. It's Patrick Graham College, y'all. These players are going and learning. And now we're in a position defensively where the majority of our starters know exactly what to do, where to be, and where their partner is going to be. Patrick Graham College is the institution of his system and way to play the defense the way we are loving the way our defense is. I don't think there's anybody within the Raider Nation that does not like what's going on with our defense. And who can we contribute that to? We got to give that to the defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham. And we currently have our main guys defensively going through their second and going through their third year in this system. And let me tell you the benefits of that. And I'm gonna use an analogy for this, and I hope that it explains what I'm talking about. Have you ever been to a messy house? But when you go to that messy house and you ask the person that lives in that messy house where something is specifically, they know exactly where it is. They know exactly where. Do you know where the salt pepper is? Salt and pepper shaker is? They know exactly where it's at in a messy house. Why? Because they've been in that place and they know exactly where to be to get exactly what they need to get. That's our defense. It's something when, and I'll talk about our cornerbacks. It's something when Nate Hobbs can bite on a route based on what he knows on the film, but knowing at the same time, because he's been in this system and he knows where to be and he knows where his partners are going to be. He knows where Trevon Moehrig is going to be in that same play. He knows that he can bite on a route because he knows his boy got his back. D-line. I know I can do this pass rush move because I know based on this coverage, Robert Spillane and Devon Diablo got my back. And that's what's being created. That's what's being brewed in this Patrick Graham college and system. This hasn't been talked about before. I'm calling this Patrick Graham College. And students, players, the athletes that we love so much on this team are now in a system that they're not second guessing where they need to be or wondering, am I making the right move? They've been doing this for at least 2 years. The only person that has, person that we're marking as a starter really doesn't have a factor schematically in the defense. And who is that? You may ask. Christian Wilkins. We have upgraded at D-tackle. And a lot of things that we're going to be asking Christian Wilkins to do, rush the passer. And when there's a run, stop the run. So there's not much of a learning curve for our new addition of Christian Wilkins. And to have all these pieces around them that know the system, know where they need to be, know what to do and know I can do this because my homies got my back. Let me know what you think. Is the Raiders defense being top 5, is that realistic? Is that realistic? And while you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know if top 5 is realistic. Now, this is the part of the live that I actually go and read your guys' comments. If you guys got any questions in regards to what I said, I am also available for that. Shout out to Rob Penny in the building. Raider Rebel, I see you. All eyes on G. Blessings to you. Raphael, good to see you. Auntie 6, blessings to you, sir. Hope all is well. Antoine Hackney, good to see you, sir. And to read his comment, he said, I think we got to worry about the offense. I don't think we necessarily have to worry about our offense, but I think our stronger suit is our defense. And I think we have to really be, realistic, despite having all these weapons on offense. I think the formula for us to win games is to really rely on our defense. And that's something different. Because for so many years, if you ask what side of the ball, what, was represented on our team, we would say we were an offensive team. But because of Patrick Graham and this system and the players that are in this system and how they have gelled, how they've molded with each other, we're going to have to be a defensive team. We're going to have to, defensively make sure that teams don't score more than 3 touchdowns. And I think we have, like I said, for multiple reasons, I think we have that defense to do it. I haven't given you guys what I think about the realistic top 5, and I'll give you guys that a little later. I'm reading your guys' comments because I want your Raider gospel to be heard. And this is a place here at Raider Twuan where your Raider gospel can be heard. Raider Rebel said, then we doubled it and we're going to double it again this year. Hey, you know, I'm smelling what our defense is cooking. And that double, I think that was the key factor as to why we jumped from 28 to 10. And the way that this defense is shaped out, the way that this coaching staff is encouraging that type of behavior and actions of stripping the ball, getting the sacks, and picking off, you know, trusting your gut and trusting what you see in film and making that play. I think we might see those similar numbers, if not better, this year. Hey, yeah, I wanted to just keep it simple. You know, you said don't forget about the forced fumbles. Yeah, you know, there was a lot of those, and you know, for the metrics I gave you guys, I just wanted to give you guys, you know, a good sample size of what I thought was interesting. Yes, the forced fumbles are important overall, and yes, I think that will be a piece that will be you know, moving forward, that definitely I think we'll look at, because Malcolm Kuntz is a guy that likes to force fumbles. Tyree Wilson, you know what I'm saying? People are not really talking about him like that, but Tyree Wilson is of the same cloth. And we know Maxx Crosby, anytime that he can touch the quarterback, he's actually going after the ball at the same time. Along with Christian. Look, I can almost talk about everybody on our D-line, and they're about that business. Shout out to Detroit God in the building. He said it's not just the players that you put on the team. It's the man that you choose to lead. That you choose to lead these players. That's why I talked about Patrick Graham College. You know, as quiet spirited as Patrick Graham is, he can lead. You can tell that he's a leader of men. And understand this, that sometimes you don't have to be the vocal rah-rah to be a leader of men. Sometimes you just need to show whoever you're leading that you know what you're doing. And Patrick Graham has shown that he knows exactly what he's doing. We've seen the emergence of Jack Jones. And let me say this about Jack Jones, because I'm also a fan of Jack Jones. You guys know here at Raider Twuan, I'm a cheerleader for Jack Jones. But it was Patrick Graham that changed our defense slightly. And what he did was he allowed our players to go to man, which was a strong suit for players like Amik Robertson, who got his bag with the Detroit Lions, and Jack Jones, a guy that's boasting at this point and juncture that he's saying, I am him. I'm that number one corner. How many pick sixes did we see from Jack Jones? And how well did he adjust to this defense? Mind you, Jack Jones did not have an offseason with the Raiders. We picked up Jack Jones mid-season and told him sink or swim. And Patrick Graham put him in the place for him to succeed. Robert Spillane was a running a linebacker that we had question marks on because his coverage coming over to the Raiders was what the analysis was. How is Robert Spillane now in coverage? Detroit guys said, I'm enjoying the practices that the Raiders are having right now. Very competitive. Again, that's the culture in which this team is trying to set. Culture all around, in all areas of our defense, all areas of our offense, and ultimately is going to make our team better. Doppelganger, I see you in the building. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm going to give my piece, and if I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes, if you want to pull up and let me know your Raider gospel on this defense, we would like to keep it on subject in regards to our defense. So if you want to talk about our defense, definitely I would love for you to come on and talk about it. But going back to the original question that I put, is the Raiders defense being top 5, is that realistic? The answer is yes. I think the Raiders have a defense that can crack that top 5. Not only because of the additional pieces that we have, but I'm expecting some guys to step up. I'm expecting players like Tyree Wilson to get that monkey off his back and be that D lineman that we know that he can be. I'm banking on the familiarity of, at this point, 9 of the 11 starters being in this system before and knowing exactly what they need to do. I'm banking on, as I put the link in the chat for those that are maybe interested in pulling up, I'm banking on the addition of a Marvin Lewis, helping out this defense, being the communicator that he can be, a guy that has the experience of a defense that we all want and that we all are looking for. Okay? So if you ask me, is the Raiders defense being top 5 realistic? I'm saying yes. Now, don't let us get a like I've been saying about the defense. Don't let us get a veteran corner opposite side of Jack Jones that knows exactly what he's doing and allow Jacorian Bennett to grow and progress as a backup. Then we really are creating a problem. I talked about it on our D line. And let me see if I still have it. Yes, I do. I talked about our D line being a major problem. And this is what I call my third down rush. Malcolm Kuntz, Christian Wilkinson, Adam Butler, and Maxx Crosby. Mind you, Adam Butler is right now a backup. Why is that significant? Because Christian Wilkins is our starter, which pushes a guy that was our starter to being a backup role. Okay? Now, the traditional lineup for our D line, as we're breaking that down a little bit, would be something like a Malcolm Kuntz, Christian Wilkins, John Jenkins, who is our nose tackle, and Maxx Crosby. That would be the traditional setup. But when you start going into these pass rush situations, there's so many things that we can throw at opposing teams, including a guy like Tyree Wilson. Now, the what I have on the screen where I say it's a major problem, this could also be your third down rush, where you have a Tyree Wilson that, you know, this year they're talking about they want him to be more of a defensive end. But don't be surprised if the mad professor, Patrick Graham, slides Tyree Wilson in at D tackle on some third downs. Okay? And one thing I'm going to say sarcastically, if we get teams in 2nd and 15 and 3rd and 15s. If they hold on that first down and that knocks them 10 yards back, and now they need 20 yards for first down, I say good luck. And that's why, another reason as to why I believe this team and this defense will be top 5. And shout out to Doppelganger in the building. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. But he said Divine Diablo might make that leap. Hey, I think there's an opportunity for that. I truly believe that Divine Diablo, if healthy, makes our linebacking group truly solid. He's got bigger. And that was one of the downfalls that I had on him was when he would tackle, he wouldn't go forward, but he would be tackling backwards. He would take the guy down, but he would be going backwards in the tackle because he was light. You know, light. They say light in the booty. I'll say it like that. But Divine takes a leap. And these are some of the guys we're like, okay, cool. But when you start having these dark horses that could explode even more on the scene defensively and for the Raiders, I think we can crack that top 5. And especially like I said, the familiarity, knowing where everything's going to be. You also are faster in your processing because you know exactly where to be, what to do. You're not second guessing, right? When you second guess, you're losing a second. But when you know, snap, I'm there, I got to go, do what I got to do. That's how, again, that's how our defense is going to be faster. Even though these players have ran the same 40. How can a guy that runs a 4.5 look faster and is going to look faster this year than last year? It's because he knows where he needs to be. So look out, you guys, on how our depth and our starters will fly around defensively faster. Hey, Detroit, if you got time, go ahead and hit that link. And I agree with you, Detroit. These quarterbacks is going to have a rough time with us when the secondary knows where they need to be. And it's a green light for our D-line. Doppelgang, I agree with you too in this. Let me pull it up for those that are reading, but I'm going to read it too. I think our quarterback is yeah, I think the insulting of our quarterbacks, and I'm just paraphrasing it. I think the insulting of our quarterbacks is overblown. I think these quarterbacks know what what's at stake. They know that they have a clear opportunity to be a starter. And all this downplay of them, they see it. They may not say anything about it, but they see it. They got the receipts. There goes the link for those that may be interested in pulling up for a quick second or two. But I'm excited about this defense. Like I said, again, I think we'll be top 5 or very close to it. Okay. I think we're going to take a step forward, even in our from top 10. And I think it all boils down to the chemistry of our defense. And that defense was created, and that chemistry was created at Patrick Graham College under the leadership of the mad professor himself, Patrick Graham. Hey guys, if you like the Raiders, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are trucking and moving and grooving over here, and I'm doing my best to give you guys the best possible content. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, which is a very easy goal. But the thing about that is, if we can get to 500 subscribers by week 1, and it takes you hitting that subscribe button, a lucky subscriber will win a pair of black Air Forces. That is correct. A lucky subscriber will win a pair of black Air Forces. So definitely hit that subscribe button so you can get your game day shoes here at Raider Twuan. And join the congregation, which is the name of the group, the chat, name of the followers per se. But those that hang out here at Raider Twuan and subscribe are the congregation. And you can be a part of that by hitting the subscribe button. And like I say all the time, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
Fucking Stizan.
Twuan, hey Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and hit that like button. And get active, y'all. Stay tuned next week. I will be going live with my brother, Eric from the SC Raiders Talk 2 for 1 Nation podcast on Thursday. On the 3 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking about training camp coming up, some things that are going on within the Raider Nation, Raider news, rumors, all of that great stuff. Thursday at 3 o'clock. You do not want to miss that. And always stay tuned. Hit that notification bell because I do go live at random. I do join lives with other content creators. And if you are a content creator, I do go live with you. If you are interested in having me on your show, I go live with all content creators. I'm going to say that again. I go live with all content creators that are interested in having me on their show. So definitely hit me up on IG at Twuan, Twuan, Twuan. That's also how you can get prayer for you or your family members. Hit me up on IG. Again, your business is between me, you, and the Lord. So you don't have to worry about me putting your business out there in the street. Hit me up on IG. Content creators for if you want me on your lives. And again, if you need prayer for you or your family members. Also here at Raider Twuan, we are advocates for being an organ donor. So definitely you want to go down in the description of all my lives and all my videos and hit that link on how to be an organ donor. That's just what we do over here. Here at Raider Twuan, we are advocates for being an organ donor. So definitely you want to get that information and be an organ donor. You know, who knows? You might be able to help me out with your organ. So definitely, please do so. It means a whole lot to me that you consider being an organ donor. I thank you guys for coming out, checking out the live. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's going to be some people. Obviously, you guys are watching this live, but I know hi to everybody that's watching the replay because I do see those numbers, and I definitely, man, I appreciate what you guys have done, even watching the replay, hitting that like button, even though we're not live, hitting that like button anyway to help the channel move and grow. It means a whole lot to me, and I thank you guys for all that you guys do here at the Raider Twuan channel. One thing I want to say to each and every one of you guys, and I really do mean it. You are a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. And
Vamos Raiders. Go Raiders.
Let's go Raiders. And let's hope and let's cheer on our top 5 defense.
What up, low?
Today is a day when our heroes of the past become our legends of the future. Time never really stops for the great ones. We wrap them in a cloak of immortality and remember what great people they were. We recognize you, Virginia Madden, his sons Mike and Joey. They were a football family, so that John can pursue his dreams. To Raider Twuan and a tribute to Trevon and Al Jenkins, who declared that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madden